On this week's episode, we talk about Pinocchio twice.
Yeah, and other pop culture news.
So this week's episode, I guess, is another round of Retina Remake reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's another one on the round of Disney live action adaptations. Remakes.
Yeah.
It's more like an adaptation. It changes a little bit of the medium. It is a little bit, but on a lot type of a little bit, because it's almost a different craft, animate something.
Yes.
You use actors, but to make a live action, you still use actors, but you use different tools than animation.
It's true.
Anyways, this week we're gonna talk about Pinocchio, the animation from Walt Disney Studios, an old one, classic one, and its live action version that premiered past Disney Plus Day, is that what they call? Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So we saw the first one, we saw the new one, and let's talk about it.
Yeah, so the original is, like you said, animated film, and this is from the early days of Disney. 1940 is when it was released, and it's an adaptation of a 19th century children's story, and it starts out just charming and adorable. This sweet old woodcarver makes this little puppet, and he's clearly very lonely. He's got a pet cat named Figaro, he ended up being part of
And you talked about the animation or the book?
The animation.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. So the animation. I haven't read the book. I probably won't ever. But the animation. He's got a cat. So there's Geppetto. He's making a little wooden puppet. He has this little goldfish named Cleo, who's just adorable, and a little cat named Figaro. And I'm pretty sure that cat Figaro later became kind of part of Disney canon as Minnie Mouse's cat. There's some animated Minnie Mouse shows where she has a little cat named
Minnie
Figaro.
stole Geppetto's cat?
Well, honestly, Figaro doesn't always seem very happy in the Geppetto household. So maybe he moved on, or anyway. But then, things kind of take a very dark turn, which is why I never liked the movie as a kid. Because, Pinocchio is, kidnapped and exploited by this puppeteer named Stromboli. And then he ends up going to Pleasure Island. And just the irony of Disney making a movie about the evils of a giant amusement park is hilarious. But he goes to Pleasure Island where these kids, they smoke and they drink and they break stuff until eventually they turn into donkeys. In the 1940 film, they're pretty explicit. They say, idle kids turn into jackasses. They use that word over and over. They turn into donkeys who are then sold off to the salt mines. And then Pinocchio escapes, rescues Geppetto from the belly of a whale, and they all live happily ever after. And there's lots of moral lessons, and we have Jiminy Cricket and the whole idea of wishing upon a star. So it really laid the foundation for a lot of what Disney would be over the following decades.
Yeah. Classic Disney animation. And it was like Disney was back in the day concerning animations. It was revolutionary. It was pioneering new technologies, new ways of making films, and it wasn't different with Pinocchio. And they have hard work, talented people working for that, and that's how Pinocchio turned out. The movie has 1 hour and a half. His PG is G, right?
Probably.
Yeah, it's G. Something that we don't see these days much. Commercial films going down to G. It has to be very educational, no narrative, with organization, a non-profit, stuff like that. Anyways, and the remake, the reboot, the new version is live action, It stars Tom Hanks.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
Cynthia Erivo
Cynthia
is the Blue
Erivo.
Fairy. Luke Evans is the great villain who takes all the boys to Pleasure Island.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt is the voice of Jiminy Cricket.
Jiminy Cricket. Mm-hmm.
And many other people.
Keegan Michael Key and Jordan Peele are the fox and the cat.
Jordan Peele is the cat?
I think so.
But the cat
I'm pretty sure it's both of them.
But cat doesn't make any sound.
Yeah, but I guess he got to do the motion capture. I don't know.
Funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. I mean,
you might want to double check that, but I'm pretty sure they were both involved.
They both work really well together. So
they do.
Yeah.
Keegan Michael Key was definitely the fox, though. That I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So on this one, Disney made live action, and there's like right out of the gate, there's differences between both movies. Mm-hmm. This one, they try to explain, over-explain, and double on the over-explanation for how things are. Like, for instance, why Geppetto is alone, why he's sad. And that's the thing, he's sad on this one. On the animation, he's not sad. He sings, he plays with his cat, fish, and
he's cheerful. Like, they allude to his loneliness. He talks like, oh man, it'd be so great if Pinocchio was a real boy.
Yeah.
And he does wish for that. But yeah, overall, he's very upbeat and cheerful.
But it's not clear there's a motivation for he wanting Pinocchio to be the real boy. Like, was that Michelangelo? It's a parla. He built David so well that he's like, speak. So it could be related to that. It is ambiguous. It's not clear. If anything, he doesn't look sad at all. On the new one, they explain why he's alone. They explain why he makes clocks. And not only why he makes clocks, why he has so many clocks. Since he has a shop, he doesn't sell the clocks. No, there's an explanation for that. Of course, they explain why the name Pinocchio.
Yeah, they explain that real well. So I don't know if you noticed, but Pinocchio is made of wood. And it's explained like 3 times over the course of 10 minutes. Like, oh, Pinocchio. Oh, like, what should I name him? He's made of pine. Pine. Okio. Pinocchio.
Yes.
And then the blue fairy comes like, you look like you're made of white pine. That must be why you're called Pinocchio. Because your head is made of wood. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Anyways, so they explain, Geppetto is a widow. He lost a kid and a wife. The reason why he keeps the clocks is because the wife loved the clocks. The reason why he built boy is because he lost a little boy. And from that, the story goes more or less the same. What happens in the original, with some slight differences, like Pinocchio goes to school. Well, the black fairy, the blue fairy. There's this on the movie, on the animation, she appears 2 or 3 times. On this one, she only appears one time, make him almost a little boy, right? He's
just like animating the puppet.
Prototype, animates the puppet, and he has to go to the quests to acquire his. He has
to be truthful, selfless, and brave.
Yeah, she gave him a conscience, just like the original. And this one is Joseph Gordon-Levitt, which is one interesting thing about the whole conscience thing is, on the original, Jiminy Cricket is the conscious, right?
Yeah.
On this one, he made it clear there was temporary conscious, right? That's not in the original, right?
You know what? I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because we watched them like back to back.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure when he says temporary, and he says it again and again because they over-explain things.
Yeah.
And so I guess it's given that he's conscious for the amount of time until he gets one, until he becomes a real boy.
Until he becomes a real boy and has one.
And gets one. So one thing that I liked about the beginning of the process of Pinocchio getting life is he's how can I say, he's not very smart, or he's smart according to his age. He's
naive.
He's no, not that.
Okay.
He
Well,
repeats.
he is naive, but
He
he's not.
repeats everything people say.
Yes.
Right, and then the fairy does something again and fix that, which in the original is like give him life, and he's already speaking. He knows how to speak. He knows how to walk. It's like, why he needs a conscience? It seems like he has everything.
Yeah.
Anyways, so in this one, they have a little moment where he's like, what was like, oh, you're speaking. Oh, you're speaking. He repeats. So I thought that was a cool thing. But then the story moves on. He plays with the cat, with the fish. They have music. They dance.
There are some places where the story's embellished a little bit. Like with Stromboli, there's another character there who helps Pinocchio. I guess instead of the Blue Fairy coming to rescue, there's another character who's part of Stromboli's, exploitative puppet show thing, and she helps Pinocchio out, and
he makes.
So there's moments like that where they.
Yeah, he makes to school, which was never a thing on the original.
But the teacher kicks him out because he's a little wooden boy.
Yeah,
I don't know if you mentioned that he's made of wood.
Yeah, pine, right?
Yeah.
But he kicks him out because the school is for kids. There's like, the fact that a wood boy was speaking.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, priorities, right? The things that cause you. Anyways, so there's the addition of this new character, Savannah. I can't remember her name.
Sabina, I think.
Sabina is a doll ballerina that's part of Stromboli troupe, and the girl that controls her. And in this one, there's like a Marxist movement, like the workers together gonna take over Stromboli, and that develops at the end of the movie that they take over and they become a troupe of puppeteers, but nice, working together, and they just kick Stromboli out the curve.
Which frankly he had coming.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
And
you mentioned they added some music to this. There's a couple songs. Geppetto doesn't actually sing, but he has some like rhyming, like musical-esque bits. Cynthia Erivo is the one who sings the whole "When You Wish Upon a Star." In the original, it's Jiminy Cricket who does it. But I really liked having Cynthia Erivo do that. For me, that was one of the highlights of the film. It was like, it was actually like I just genuinely enjoyed it.
Yeah, she won an award for singing, right? What was it?
Was it for Harriet?
No, singing.
But
she made
she wrote the music.
She made the music. Yeah, it was for Harriet. She made the music. It's like the Harriet she breaks out and sing in the middle of the running. No, she made the music for the movie that she acts as Harriet. Yeah. So she's a talented singer. Yeah. So much better than Tom Hanks, I believe.
Yes, but he knows this and didn't try to sing and just did some cute, like, grumbly old man stuff. So there were a couple other moments of music, but that was one update that I thought was really nice.
So the movie is around an hour and 45. Is a little bit longer because they add stuff. They suppress a little bit, but they more add stuff. So Pinocchio is get in trouble, Stromboli, then he escaped from Stromboli, and then he get kidnapped by the coachman. That's portrayed by Luke Evans.
He literally just falls into the carriage. He's not even kidnapped.
No, he's one of those nets.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's the way at that part.
He goes and it's like collects kids.
He just scoops up children. Yeah. Okay.
And he
Obviously
did that. Luke Evans,
blinked.
that many were expecting to be Namor because he looks like the character. He looks the part. He's strong. He swims. Instead, Disney cast someone that doesn't look like the character, don't swim, and need to lose weight. Anyways, but Luke Evans.
Every aquatic mammal is chunky. So I'm just saying, if you want to get into like the biology of a mammal that lives in the ocean, but name one that's sleek and muscular. Every one of them.
Namor is not around that. He's in a different category. He's a Homo superior.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a mutant.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
then-
you might find chubby fat Atlanteans. Actually, they're not gonna call Atlantean on this Namor film because they're going for Mesoamerica, so they're gonna call. I can't remember the name, but definitely means something different than they think it means. Yeah, someone translated. Someone translated like, that doesn't mean. That actually means something. Anyways,
Anyway.
I don't know more. Namor. Luke Evans portrayed this guy. He sings and he takes the kids to
Yep. To Pleasure Island, where there's no tobacco, but there's lots of root beer. Makes it be like, have some of this root beer.
Root beer.
Yeah.
Oh, now that you mention, I got it. It's like, huh.
Yeah. No, in the original, there are these like they used to use these like Indian sculptures to sell cigars.
Yeah.
So in the original, there's these like animatronic Indian sculptures like shoveling cigars at all these little boys, and they're drinking. So in this one, it's little girls and little boys. So very progressive. And
but the whole like sugarcoating, not sugarcoating. Decreasing the level
up a little bit.
Decreasing the level of being bad. I mean, it's like bad is bad, you know. It's like, oh no, that's too bad, even for bad guys. No, we can't do that. So I guess, anyways, Disney, you know how they deal. Anyway, so they go to Pleasure Island. He finds his friend. I can't remember his name. He
like
met
or
that
something.
guy. And they start working together. They break clocks. They go on a boat. Sequence, special effects, etc., etc. And then they get out, and it gets late. Everybody becomes donkey, and the kid gets desperate. Pinocchio gets desperate, but what saves the day? I can't remember.
Some combo of Jiminy Cricket and Pinocchio.
Oh yeah, Jiminy Cricket. There's being carried by a bird.
That's right. There's a seagull that gives them rides.
Yeah. So then he gets out of the island. He goes back home. Gets home. He finds out that Geppetto Papa is not home. He left. He sold everything to go save him. He's on a boat in the middle of the ocean, and then comes the Kraken.
Yeah, Monstro's had a huge makeover. So Geppetto still calls Monstro a whale, but everybody else calls it a sea monster. And yeah, Monstro's had a bit of a glow up. Very big, very monster like. There's tentacles, there's jaws, there's giant eyes, and they all get eaten up. And Pinocchio, who before had to have seawater explained to him, now suddenly has a brilliant idea of how to get out.
To use whale oil, combustible, he makes fire by frictioning his legs or arms,
his feet.
Yeah, and makes fire to smoke the way out of the big fish.
Just like in the original.
Anyways, when they're going on the ocean, his legs go so fast. He's basically
he's a motorboat.
Marvel Avengers. He could be the next generation of Avengers. Yeah, She-Hulk. Who else? Shang-Chi, Pinocchio, the wooden boy. Actually, there's a cool line on if anything on Avengers Age of Ultron that everybody hates, and it's kind of a drop down, let down a little bit. But the Ultron, when he first comes to life, is like, I have no strings.
That's right.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, so he saves the day. He gets his father, and they. And I wanted to make you proud. It's like, I'm proud of you. I'm happy. They meet together and they start walking. And then Pinocchio is that definitely didn't like that. If the whole movie is kind of like, this thing for me was the issue that he never becomes a real boy. It's like he says something, he narrates something. Oh no, Jiminy Cricket is narrating. Sorry, he narrates something in a way that like. Insinuating. Is that what's a synonym for insinuating? implying that, that's the one I want to, implying that, he's so good, he might become a real boy. And then there's some effects, we see the legs, but it's not clear, which I thought it was...
Which was weird after a movie that like went out of its way over and over and over and over to over-explain everything that was happening.
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't totally work.
And also, he insinuates that he might become, and he also said that it doesn't matter. What matters to Pinocchio is what he believes, what he feels. Even though if he doesn't become a real boy, but he feels like a real boy, he is a real boy. And it was like, no.
Yeah. So predictably, this is a live-action reboot or remake, or whatever you want to call it, that didn't need to happen and didn't necessarily add a whole lot. Yeah. It was barely live action. So much was added digitally to the detriment. Over and over again, we've seen how practical effects make such a difference in films. And in this one, like, Figaro the cat is not real.
He's not real at all? Never? Okay.
Never, ever.
The fish is not real. That's very clear.
Yes.
The fish is
but that's fair. I don't know. Like, to have, like, a fish that's going to, like, interact with you. Fish don't do that.
Yeah, it's a very charming fisher.
Yes. Yes, she's lovely. But yeah, Figaro's not real. When they get to Pleasure Island, like, the root beer in the cups that they're drinking isn't real. So, and then when it's all animated, and these kids are breaking these clocks, which aren't real, they're all animated, and it's not done well enough. So, like, you can see. For me, it really broke a lot of it just wasn't well done enough to, like, really get into it. And there's a lot. I feel like they phoned it in.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of this movie was phoned in.
Because of the problems, also, we mentioned the problems. Because the problems, and maybe Pinocchio doesn't have many fans to start with.
It is not a... No.
It was never meant to be, I mean, they did bring Tom Hanks, but it was never meant to be a spectacular blockbuster to change the universe. Since then, they didn't even try to release on theater release on Disney.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a streaming movie.
And even on Disney is not getting a good reception. Everywhere you see reviews by the critics, and also the audience is rare to both agree.
It is rare, yeah.
But it's like yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, but again, is another one of those remakes that Disney shouldn't make. And hopefully they will not try to make a sequel or a prequel, because last week we learned from D23 they're making a prequel for Lion King, and also there's the in pre-production and plans for sequel prequel for Gaston. What's the other one? There was another one. I can't remember. Aladdin. Yeah, Aladdin. For one of those princes that is trying to get to marry to, what's a bucket? Jasmine. It's like, what? Nobody cares about this guy. Anyways. But yeah, so Pinocchio, both versions are available on Disney Plus.
Yeah, if you feel so inspired. Actually, Big Brownie did not want to watch this. Like, I don't want to encourage Disney to keep doing this to us. But yet, it's like a train wreck that I can't look away from. And I was hopeful. I mean, if we're going to watch this, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm really looking forward to the newer, more original things.
And there's things, and there are things, there's always those things that they put there to merchandise. The girl doll. Yeah, they probably gonna incorporate that to the park. They're gonna start selling that doll as well. I think that was much it. Yeah. Everything else.
Oh, we'll see.
They will really release toys, but that one was the actually new one. Anyways.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk about some news from Hollywood business industry side of things. So Tiffany Haddish and Aries are dealing with a lawsuit with some pretty horrific allegations of child sex abuse and all this other stuff. And Tiffany Haddish is adamant that she, like, while she regrets stuff that happened, like, she wasn't, what did she say? She says, clearly while this sketch was intended to be comedic, it wasn't funny at all, and I deeply regret having agreed to act in it. It's a lot of sad and sketchy stuff, but it looks like the lawsuit is moving to mediation, and so hopefully things are going to work out.
Yeah,
there.
the matter of funny or not is not the issue, because you know, people like Mel Brooks and other David Zucker, they made the most crazy, stupid, funny things that even back then was like, whoa, you know, you can't do that. Monty Python, you know, like Jesus and the type of the stuff they do. The matter is not if it's funny or not. She can claim it's anyways. The problem is the fact that you broke the law using minors to do something. If you had done it with adults, it would be funny or would not be funny. People would laugh and forget, or people would not laugh and forget, and life moves on, and there's no problem. The problem
is they were using children
Yeah.
to make sex-based jokes.
Yeah.
And we don't need to get into like the details here. It's all online. But there's a 14-year-old and a 7-year-old, a brother and a sister, and they were doing things that they should not have been doing.
Yeah.
And the mother's been trying to sue for a long time, and now the kids are trying to sue, and anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a problem, and yeah, they made a mistake. They shouldn't use kids for that. If it turned out funny or not, that's not the case. It's
about using children
Yeah.
in a way that children shouldn't be used. Any other thoughts on that?
No, that's it. It's just
Okay.
it's just because, you know, some funny or not is when she says where is it?
Because it was intended to be comedic.
Intended to be committing, it wasn't funny at all, which is not the point.
Yeah.
The point that something wrong was done, not in the content, but in the form, because they use little kids, they use minors for something inappropriate.
Yeah. All right, so that's happening. Netflix and Warner Brothers are both looking at a lot of layoffs.
Yeah, Warner Brothers merged with Discovery, so you know, on mergers, on fusions, there's always that whoever is buying because the company being bought has value, and the company that bought, or the person wants to profit out of it. And once they get together, part of increasing profits or maintaining profits and eliminating the excess. And two media companies, Discovery bought Warner Brothers, and Discovery has people, editing, photographers, producers, salespeople. Warner Brother has it too. So we don't have two of the same. It's not like Dunder Mifflin. You have two co-managers.
Yeah, doesn't work.
And again, talking about owners, the first thing, what was that name? Joe. The first thing Joe did when she got to the office was like, no, I can't have two people doing the work of one.
Tied it up a little bit.
So she fixed that. So Warner Brothers is layoffs are expected in that kind of situation. And Netflix is getting rid of their animation team.
Well, they laid off 30 people. Yeah,
a lot on their animation team.
Which is interesting because Netflix has had some pretty successful.
And they are because of some restructuring. They named a new boss on animation, and they're changing things. And they're still working on animations. They're still gonna make animations, but things are shaking up.
Yes. Okay. In the meantime, Paramount is considering merging some streaming services, which I personally am a fan of. They're talking about merging Showtime with Paramount Plus.
Yeah. A little bit after that came out, the head of Paramount said that Showtime is, some people are saying that Showtime is done, done. Showtime is not done. Showtime is doing well.
Yeah.
But the merging, the fusion, still could happen.
Which to me makes a lot of sense. Because let's say, I'm just guessing, let's say you would need to pay $10 a month for Showtime, $10 a month for Paramount Plus. I just made up these numbers. I don't know what they actually cost. A lot of people are only going to choose one. And so, like, max, you're getting $10 a month from a customer. If you merge them and then make it, say, $12 or $15 a month, then that's... Am I making sense at all?
Yeah. No,
yeah, like you can charge more because you have a better, bigger product, and so you're going to get more money off of... You're going to combine your customer. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. It got out of control with too many streaming services.
Yeah.
So I definitely am a fan of combining stuff.
And as Bob Iger said a couple weeks ago, that on this streaming wars, some will not survive. And, and other things we learned about streaming this past week is that Disney still wants Hulu, and Disney owns part of Hulu. Comcast owns part of Hulu, but they want it like in integrity. They want the whole thing, which that thing, I think it would be nice if Disney and Hulu were Disney Plus and Hulu would converge in one instead of having two different. But I guess Disney is more it's basically Disney. It's like for kids. There's movies and there's shows, but the core is it's a streaming service for children, maybe young adults. When Hulu is for everybody. But Disney still wants Hulu. Another rumor that popped this week was that Warner Brothers Discovery would want buy NBC Universal.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's a big one.
Which would be a big one. So the future is like corporations, they're gonna all merge into one, and they're gonna, they're all gonna be Disney, like people used to joke. Which is bad because competition is good for the audience, is good for the consumer.
So I guess I want lots of different people making my movies and TV, but if they could all combine them onto just like 2 or 3 streaming services, that would be nice.
But otherwise you go back to the age of cable. They have like 1600,000 channels. Yeah. You would like buy packages.
Yep.
Anyways.
Okay, let's stick with Disney for a few minutes. A couple other things from the D23 event. Post coming off of it. Anyway, Ryan Coogler is directing Wakanda Forever. And what did he finally tell us, Alex?
Apparently, it's all over the internet. There's no like footage, but apparently confirmed that Shuri, Letitia Wright, gonna be Black Panther on the new movie, which
is the correct decision. That is the right answer.
It's how it's in the books. Anything else would I mean, the MCU is already a mess compared to the books. Some things work, some things don't. The day someone posted a meme and remind me of something that happened on Infinity War. That there's a scene where Thanos is talking to Gamora, and he kills the entire population of a planet or something like that. When in Guardians of the Galaxy, when she first shows on the screen, she talks about how Thanos killed half of the population of her planet. So, they change along the way. Oh, the audience will not remember. Oh, the audience will not notice. We do. Anyways, but
and honestly, I don't think it'd be that big a deal, except they make such a big deal about everything being unified and being part of the same thing. But anyway.
But so the MCU has things that work, things that don't work. But anything different than picking Shuri to be Black Panther would be very weird. Would be like his girlfriend, Lupita Nyong'o, Nakala. Anyways, the girlfriend, or there's rumors that would be Nkoye. Nkoye, is that name? The one of the Melage. Okoye. I think it's Okoye. Yeah. Or even the big guy that used to be. What was his name? Was it Monkey? in the comic books was like something that's no, we can call this. In a
Yeah,
movie.
that's kind of a loaded term.
Yeah. So, but the big tough guy from the first movie, there was rumors that would even be the bad guy on the first movie.
Oh, that would have been so stupid.
Michael B. Jordan's
No,
Killmonger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if anything, if would be the mother, I would accept as proper, because it's a family affair. It goes from father to son, from generation to generation. If it's the sister, fine. If it goes back to the mother, fine. To get out of the family.
Yeah, exactly. And going, like you said, it goes generation to generation. Just so to go from father to son to mother, I don't know. That would have worked for me. I feel like Shuri is the only right answer. There were a couple that would have been kind of, sort of okay, but Shuri, the way they've set it up in the different movies,
and I don't know,
she's really the only one who completely makes sense to take over that mantle.
But that's thing to consider, like the fact that they stopped the movie a couple of times because she had back problems. That kind of hints up. But if anything, we went to the movies last night, and the trailer for Black Panther showed, and there's a scene with oh crap, I can't remember her name. The mother, Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett. Yeah.
How she says, "I lost my entire family."
Yeah, something's gonna happen there.
And
something's gonna happen to Shuri.
Think Shuri die, and then they find a way.
Or does she disappear? Or she taken?
Yeah, no. My interpretation of that second was like, she's gonna die, and they're gonna, because Shuri got the actress Letitia Wright got into some problems with Disney, and it was right at that moment that Disney was like not taking. It's like people that would say anything they would fire. They fired Gina Carano because of what she said, what she posted, and Letitia Wright was going on the same route, but concerning COVID, concerning vaccines, concerning the truth, vaccines don't work, masks don't work. She was pretty solid about that, and it's they might kill her still. We don't know. Yeah. Anyways, but to be just, if anyone should take the mantle, would be her. The trailer doesn't give us many hints. We see a leg. Could be anyone.
It's gotta be her.
Yeah.
Or we Riot. Those are the options. Okay, at D23 they announced a Haunted Mansion film, and like we mentioned before, the Mufasa Lion King prequel. Bad idea. But anyway, they announced these films, and then afterwards pushed back the dates. Kind of, sort of?
Yes.
What happened?
Yes.
Okay. So, Haunted Mansion will be summer of 2023, and Mufasa is going to be July 2024.
Yeah.
So.
Summer of the Lion.
Yay. Haunted Mansion, I think, will be fun.
Disney made one Haunted Mansion. It was not bad. It was fun. It was with Eddie Murphy.
Oh, classic. Classic. Okay. Also at D23, they debuted some footage from Avatar: The Way of Water.
Yeah, and it had mixed reviews because the movie is gonna be in 3D. You know how camera is about that.
That's his thing, his baby.
And the way they show was people like watch a little, pass the glasses, watch a little, pass the glasses. It was kind of a mess. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah. It was kind of a mess, and the people that watched it, it's like they didn't quite like it because it was kind of spoiling. So it's like you see a little bit, you pass, so you don't have enough to spoil. So there was this whole mess, and James Cameron is kind of crazy. So yeah,
these films, when the first one came out ages ago, and now with the second one, seeing the trailers, even seeing these trailers on an IMAX screen, like it just does not inspire anything in me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He
and then there's just the whole.
It might in some people, I wouldn't say in nobody, but
sure, it might, and that's fine. If this is working for you, I'm very happy for you.
No, I'm not, but that's not the point. My point is, it might have some effects. Also, there's a nostalgia. We saw a trailer for it on the day, and someone in the back said, I can't wait. I remember when we were dating when it first. So there's the nostalgia.
Yes, good for you.
Of seeing that.
I just don't get it.
But what he promised, what he wanted to do, and he claims, this is gonna be the new Star Wars, the Star Wars for this generation, the cultural effect of Avatar on our civilization, and I mean the entire planet. Mm-hmm. It doesn't,
Yeah.
It's like there's newer things that have more the Mummy movies. Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz.
Yes.
There's people that love, and if they announce there would be another one, it's
oh my gosh.
And there's all the smaller movies,
celebrations in the streets,
all the bigger movies. But Avatar is it's technically beautiful. I wouldn't say it's perfect,
sure, it's
because
lovely.
Perfect. It depends on what what you wanted to do, and if you wanted to do that, sure, okay, it's perfect.
It is visually stunning. I will give them that.
But the cultural aspects, nobody dresses as Avatar for any con. There's no.
It's true. I don't think I've ever seen a Na'vi.
Yeah. There's no
cosplay.
Halloween Avatar costumes, It's Cobra Kai has 5 years, and it's people dress as Cobra. I mean, it's not 5 years. Granted, there's the movie way before that. But Stranger Things is it's super new, less than a decade, and it caused an impact in the culture.
Yeah.
That names. And
it's changed the music people listen to.
Yeah.
It
plays on the nostalgia, but 11 and the boys.
But I think a lot of that has to do with the story that goes behind it.
And also, it's a very, very Spielberg 80s inspired, but it got their place by being good, by being influential, by being impactful. Avatar,
it's a powerful story with phenomenal characters.
I don't feel any impact. I remember I went to see Avatar.
No.
I went to see another movie. And it was sold out. And then it's okay, fine, let's go see Avatar. I didn't care. So I went to see, and it was kind of a mess because the theater was packed. They overbooked. They sold my seats to someone else. But they finally found a solution. They got 2 small couches and put in front of the theater. And
wow.
It's the story is like Pocahontas.
It's like this nauseating collection of hackneyed cliches of evil corporation and military versus noble savage. It's just
yeah. And this next one
it's not good. So visually stunning, but there's just nothing to really support that, to carry it beyond what a beautiful assortment of images.
Yeah. And this one he goes environmental, so it's gonna be even less appetizing. But hey.
But don't worry, the savages are still noble.
Yeah. Avatar, it's gonna come back to the theaters in September if you want to give James Cameron more money.
We don't need to see it, right? We can pass. Okay.
Pass.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, if you guys want to see, it's funny because there's the thing everybody talked about when they saw. And it's in the trailer for this new re-release. It's the little thing flying and spinning from front of you on 3D. It's yeah. Yeah, because it's cool anymore. Anyways, moving on.
I get that 100 years ago, the train coming at the screen was really revolutionary, but now, no. Okay, anyway, let's head over to DC for a moment. So we have a replacement for Jordan Elsis playing Jonathan Kent on Superman and Lois.
Michael Bishop. So, yeah.
I looked him up. He hasn't been in a ton of things. He's still kind of a newcomer, but he looks great. It's not going to be super jarring appearance wise. Honestly, I think he kind of fits into the family aesthetic a little better, but we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know. The show is very unique. If they could simply kill the character and keep one kid, because in the books there's only one son. So, but they want to keep two, so they recast. Moving on.
Okay. J.J. Abrams had been working on Constantine and Madame Xanadu series at HBO Max. That is no longer happening.
Cancelled. Another one on the wave of cancellation. I Warner Brothers Discovery and HBO. But
this is a huge but.
That's what she said. But concerning Constantine, they just announced a sequel for Constantine with Constantine himself, Keanu Reeves, which is like there's people that never gave up. People that hoped that this day would come, and this day finally came.
I thought they were fools, but I'm eating my words.
Yeah, and hey, this is great. Even though he looks nothing like the character. He's not British. He doesn't have a British accent.
Blonde.
He's not blonde. He looks, depends on when you look at him, it doesn't look sick.
I was going to say he can do that really well.
Does it?
Like pale and shaggy hair. And
I guess it's the lack of the dirty beard.
And just like the melancholy, the sadness. I don't know. It worked for me.
He's coming.
Yeah.
And if you look, you're finally going to see the girlfriend, Zatanna, a wife. They actually get married. But we'll see. Then, the only thing you know, there will be a Constantine sequel.
Yes. Okay, also the Joker sequel, Folie à Deux, is adding to their cast. They've cast Jacob Laughlin in a key Arkham Asylum role.
Yeah, he's a young kid, so I don't know what that means. Yeah.
Who knows? Because this is such a different take on the whole Batman universe thing. It could be.
About the Joker, there's a movie getting to hot waters, getting to fire. There's a movie called The People's Joker. There was stopped from being screening on the Toronto International Film Festival. The movie was set to show, but then it didn't. It's about a transgender Joker. It's like a very bizarre parody. If anything, they claim, which is tough because when you tell a story, I don't know, they claim fair use. Fair use is part of the law that you can use someone's property, trademark, intellectual property, since you are paying homage, you are referencing, and you are doing it in a way that, you might not profit of it, because if you profit, you have to pay the owner. So they claim fair use. So Warner Brothers Discovery's DC Comics said no, so they cut the movie out. So just a quick bit about another Joker.
Cool. All right, moving away from the comic books and into other fun movie announcements. David Harbour and Orlando Bloom are going to be starring in a movie based on a PlayStation game.
Gran Turismo is a car game. There's no story, but I guess they're gonna make one.
Yeah, which is maybe kind of a good idea for an adaptation. Like, there's no plot to mess up.
Yeah.
So they can just stick a plot on a bunch of cars, and which has worked great for Fast
and
and
Furious.
Furious.
Movies are successful.
Yeah.
You have the family.
Yes, exactly. Okay. We are watching Cobra Kai, the latest season on Netflix right now, and this franchise is doing so well. So well, in fact, that Sony has announced a new Karate Kid movie for June of 2024.
Yeah, and it said that the movie is going to go back to the roots, to the original franchise. It doesn't clarify how, but the original franchise is Daniel, the Karate Kid. So I don't know, maybe he's family, maybe he's training. We'll see.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi.
The show is doing very well on Netflix. The show that was released on YouTube channel, YouTube TV.
That's YouTube Red.
YouTube Red, that was the color.
Yeah.
And Sony, after a while, YouTube said, whatever. It was doing really well on YouTube.
Yeah.
But then YouTube didn't want it, so Netflix said, yeah, we want it. Bring the 2 seasons you have and make more. And it's
exploded.
Yeah.
It's exploded. Okay, let's look at Amazon for a minute. They've canceled Paper Girls after just one season.
Yeah, people been talking about people liking it. It has like a Goonies but with girls, with time travel. It definitely is like, we should see that. We might still see it, but Amazon canceled that. I guess they need money to pay for the damage caused by the Rings of Power.
This is also true. This could very well be true. Yeah. But they've also given the green light to a Blade Runner 2099 series.
Yes, a sequel for Blade Runner
2049.
49. Yeah, let's say 49. Anyways, yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, so that's happening. We just had a great Elvis movie, and now it looks like we're getting a Priscilla Presley movie.
Sofia Coppola is directing a movie based on a book.
A memoir.
The memoir by Elvis' widow.
Okay, over to television for a moment. So Ghosts is a series that was imported from overseas and remade a little bit, and it's so funny. We loved the first season. For season 2, they're teasing new spirits and more chaos.
Yeah, I like new spirits. I kind of feel like, how the heck? Like, how many people die around that house?
It's an old house. I mean, we've got a Viking, so we've had at least 1,000 years of people wandering around there and dying.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll be going away from the house more often.
Okay,
meeting ghosts to other places.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know. Either way, the show is super fun. So I'm looking forward to that and other fall TV. Okay, Broadway.
Yeah, there's some closings. Bad news if you didn't see it. But there's still time. Hugh Jackman and his Music Man is closing its run in January 1st. So there's still time to see the Greatest Showman on the Music Man at Broadway.
Yes. And then after 35 years, Phantom of the Opera is ending its Broadway run.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been seen by 19.8 million people and has grossed $1.3 billion.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of money, especially for a play. Like, dang, well done.
Yeah. And Broadway, it might come back in the future. As you know, they do revivals all the time.
It might still be running on the West End.
Yeah, okay.
Or maybe not. Anyway, yeah, this is one. If it's going, it's not going for long.
Yeah.
Anywho, and last but not least, let's take a look at Stranger Things. So this past season in particular has brought, we mentioned earlier, it's changing and influencing the music that people listen to. And so Metallica sent the music supervisor a special gift to thank her for showcasing their tunes. She got flowers and a Master of Puppets box set.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the show is great. This season was great. And next season will be the last one. So...
Oh my gosh, it's going to be explosive.
Let's see how they're going to
be life-changing.
Finish this. Yeah, I don't know. They could blow everybody's mind and be 5 years later. Oh, no. 5 is a little... 10 years later. Everybody recast.
They could.
Yeah. Anyways.
I don't know. We'll see.
That's it for this week. We come back next week with more... May the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.